Your baby may not remember your words, but they remember everything you do. Even the smallest daily actions are being recorded in their emotional memory as silent impressions. These moments may look simple, but they slowly shape how a child feels about the world. Some of these habits can influence personality for life, and the most shocking part is you do most of them without even realizing it. What if your baby is silently learning from you every single day which actions matter the most and which behaviors are shaping their brain without words? Hi, I'm Paul, and I help parents understand the hidden meanings behind children's behavior so they can raise happier, smarter kids. I will reveal 10 everyday habits that permanently influence a child's emotional development. Babies do not fully understand language, but they absorb emotions. Emotional memory forms before conscious memory. A baby's brain is like a sponge, recording tone, behavior, and reactions. Parenting is not just teaching, it is programming behavior patterns. This means every interaction becomes a building block of emotional development that shapes how they will respond to the world later in life. Every single day matters. Number 1. The power of your facial expression. One of the first things a baby learns to read is your facial expression. Before they understand words or even basic instructions, they are already studying your face like a map of emotional safety. When you look at them with a calm and relaxed expression, their brain receives a silent message that the world is safe and predictable. This creates a foundation of emotional security that supports healthy brain development over time. On the other hand, when your face shows anger, frustration, or tension, even without any words, the baby senses danger. Their nervous system reacts instantly, increasing stress hormones in the body. This does not disappear quickly because repeated exposure to such expressions can shape how the baby later responds to stress, fear, and relationships. Your face becomes their first emotional mirror. Number 2. The influence of your tone of voice. A baby may not understand language, but they understand tone perfectly. The sound of your voice carries emotional meaning long before words are processed. A soft, gentle tone creates a feeling of warmth and protection. It tells the baby that they are safe, loved, and cared for. This builds a sense of trust that strengthens over time. However, a harsh or loud tone has the opposite effect. Even if the words are not meant to harm, the emotional impact of the sound creates a stress imprint in the baby's developing mind. Over time, repeated exposure to harsh tones can make a child more anxious, more sensitive to criticism, and more reactive to conflict. The voice becomes not just communication, but emotional conditioning. Number 3. The way you hold your baby. How you physically hold a baby communicates more than any spoken sentence ever could. Gentle holding, with steady support and calm movement, creates a deep sense of attachment. It tells the baby that they are safe in your arms and that they can relax completely. This physical security plays a major role in building trust between parent and child. When a baby is held with care, their body releases calming signals that support healthy emotional and neurological growth. On the other hand, rough or inconsistent handling, even if unintentional, can create discomfort and uncertainty. Babies remember the feeling of being held more than the moment itself, and this memory shapes their ability to feel safe in relationships later in life. Number 4. Responding to a baby's cry. When a baby cries, it is their only way of communicating needs. Whether it is hunger, discomfort, or fear, the response they receive teaches them about the world. When a caregiver responds quickly and consistently, the baby develops a strong sense of security. They learn that their needs matter and that they will not be left alone in distress. This builds emotional stability and confidence. However, when cries are ignored repeatedly, the baby begins to form anxiety patterns. They may stop trusting that help will come, which can lead to insecurity later in life. This early interaction teaches one of the most important emotional lessons, whether the world is responsive or unreliable. Number 5. The importance of eye contact. Eye contact is one of the most powerful forms of emotional connection between a baby and a caregiver. When you look into a baby's eyes, you are not just seeing them, you are communicating presence, attention, and love. These moments of eye contact help the baby recognize faces, build memory patterns, and develop emotional bonding. It strengthens their ability to connect with others in the future. Babies who experience frequent, warm eye contact tend to develop stronger social confidence and emotional awareness. In contrast, lack of eye contact can create emotional distance, making bonding more difficult over time. The eyes become a silent language of connection that babies never forget. Number 6. Your emotional and stress energy. Babies are incredibly sensitive to emotional energy in their environment. Even without understanding words or actions, they can sense tension, stress, and emotional imbalance. When a caregiver is calm, the baby feels relaxed and secure. But when there is hidden stress, anxiety, or emotional pressure, the baby absorbs it instinctively. This does not require physical interaction. It is felt through tone, movement, and presence. Over time, being exposed to high-stress environments can affect a baby's emotional regulation system. They may become more sensitive, more reactive, or more anxious. Emotional energy is not invisible to a baby. It becomes part of their inner emotional world. Number 7. The impact of touch and physical affection. Touch is one of the strongest forms of communication in early life. Hugging, stroking, and carrying a baby are not just comforting actions. They are essential for brain development. Physical affection helps regulate stress, improves emotional balance, and strengthens bonding. When a baby is touched gently and frequently, they develop a sense of warmth and connection with the world. This builds confidence and emotional stability. However, lack of physical affection can create emotional distance and insecurity. Babies who receive consistent loving touch grow up with a stronger sense of safety in relationships and a healthier emotional foundation. Number 8. The importance of daily routine consistency. Babies thrive in predictable environments. When daily routines are consistent, such as feeding times, sleeping patterns, and interaction schedules, the baby develops a sense of stability. This predictability helps the brain understand that the world is organized and safe. It reduces anxiety and builds trust in their surroundings. On the other hand, unpredictable or chaotic routines can create confusion and emotional discomfort. Babies may become unsettled or more difficult to soothe. Consistency does not mean rigidity. It simply means creating a reliable emotional rhythm that the baby can depend on every day. Number 9. How you react to small mistakes. When a baby starts exploring the world, mistakes are constant. Dropping objects, making noise, or crying are all part of development. How a caregiver reacts in these moments becomes a powerful emotional lesson. A calm and patient reaction builds confidence and encourages curiosity. It tells the baby that mistakes are safe and part of learning. However, an angry or frustrated reaction can create fear of failure. The baby may begin to associate exploration with stress or punishment. Over time, this can affect confidence and willingness to try new things. Emotional responses during these small moments shape long-term personality traits. Number 10. The emotional atmosphere of the home. The overall emotional environment of a home is one of the strongest influences on a baby's development. A peaceful, calm, and supportive home creates a foundation of emotional safety. The baby feels secure even when they do not understand everything happening around them. However, a home filled with conflict, tension, or frequent arguments creates long-term emotional imprinting. Even if the baby does not understand the words, they feel the emotional intensity. This shapes their perception of relationships and safety in the world. The atmosphere of the home becomes the background of their earliest emotional memories, shaping how they view life as they grow. The scary truth is that babies do not understand words, but they absorb emotions instantly. Every smile, every silence, and every sudden change in tone becomes a raw emotional signal in their developing brain. Many parents believe that only big actions matter, but the reality is far more subtle and powerful. Even small moments of frustration, like a raised voice or a stressed expression, can stay in a baby's emotional memory for a long time. The tension comes from the fact that parenting often feels normal to adults, yet it is being recorded internally by the baby as emotional data that shapes their understanding of safety and love. At the deepest level, babies do not remember events in the way adults do. They remember emotional patterns. They do not store what you said to them during a moment of stress or calm. Instead, they store how you made them feel in that moment. Over time, these repeated emotional experiences build a silent blueprint inside their mind, and those feelings slowly become the foundation of their entire personality. This means that what feels like a small daily interaction is actually shaping how they will trust, love, and respond to the world for the rest of their life. To understand this, we need to look at how the baby brain develops. Emotional memory forms before verbal memory, which means feelings are recorded long before language is understood. When a baby experiences repeated actions, such as calm responses or stressful reactions, the brain starts forming emotional conditioning patterns. These patterns become automatic responses to the world. Over time, they influence confidence because the child learns whether they are safe to explore. They influence trust because the child learns whether others respond to their needs. They influence relationships because early emotional experiences shape expectations of connection. And they influence emotional stability because the brain learns how to regulate stress based on early environment. The bigger lesson is that parenting is not about perfection. It is about emotional consistency. No parent can be perfect every single moment, but what matters most is the overall emotional environment created over time. Small daily actions may seem insignificant, but together they create lifelong psychological impact. The good news is that even small positive changes can make a huge difference in a child's emotional development. A calmer tone, a gentler response, or a more patient reaction can slowly reshape the emotional foundation of a growing mind. Your baby may not remember your words, but they will always remember your presence. The way you made them feel will stay with them far longer than anything you ever said. And if you found this insight valuable, wait for the next video on psychology of babies that prefer one parent and what that really means about their emotional world. If you want, I can show you more powerful parenting psychology secrets like this. Subscribe for more science-based human behavior insights.